Hi, everybody. Today we're going to talk about how everything happens for a reason. Welcome back to the Dot Richardson Show. I received some comments from the first episode, and this one in particular I want to share with you guys. It says, "Hi, Dot. I wanted to message you and tell you how much the first episode of your show impacted me. I spent some time yesterday seriously thinking about what do I love to do and what excites me when I do it. So as I talk to others, we're all in agreement. Now I have to move towards those things to see where God guides me. Thank you so much for your show. I can't wait till the next episode. Have a blessed day." Have you thought about, are you doing what you love to do? Have you thought about what gifts has God given me? Well, I hope you have. And I want to encourage you to seek the direction and the purpose that you know the Lord is leading you. And I look back and I think about the moments in my life, and you have got to have done the same thing. And you realize if that didn't happen in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today, or that wouldn't have happened. And everything kind of gets into this plan or this purpose, and it displays itself. For me, as we talked about, I had disguised myself as a boy if I wanted to play Little League Baseball, a sport that I loved, was really good at. But when I was a young girl, society made it perfectly clear that girls were not supposed to be athletic, or at least good at athletics, because girls were not allowed to play in any organized sports. And that day when I was asked to disguise myself as a boy, and in fact, the coach said, "Well, we'll have to give you a boy's name. We'll call you Bob." I realized, "Sir, thank you, but no thank you. If I have to hide who I am, I just don't feel it's right." And that was a moment too where I look back and I realized that God has a sense of humor, because I married a Bob years later. But 30 minutes later, playing catch with a friend of mine in another field, slow pitch field, another coach came up and said, "Do you have a minute to talk to the head coach?" And as I saw this woman as the head coach come out from the dugout, and I took ground balls, and afterwards she called me over and invited me to play on her Fastpitch softball team, and almost died when she looked at me and asked, "How old are you?" And I said 10 years old, because the team, the average age was 22. So we had to go and talk to mom and dad. And when mom and dad said yes, here I am, a Union Park Jet. And I'm the starting third baseman and leadoff batter. And I was loving it. Think of the times when I was denied the opportunity to play. And what did it do when now I have an opportunity to play? It fuels you. You're playing for the love of having an opportunity, for the love of competing. When something's been denied from you and you get the chance to express it, there is no stopping you. You're not thinking about winning or losing or getting a hit. You're thinking, I get to play the game. Well, it just so happened we had been invited to a tournament held and hosted by the Orlando Rebels. And this was in downtown Orlando, not Union Park, but downtown Orlando. And the Orlando Rebels are a women's major team back then. They were legendary. It's like the New York Yankees, the Red Sox. I mean, these were the best of the best women that were playing the game. And we're in this tournament, and I don't think we won a game, but you know what I did learn in watching the Orlando Rebels? I saw the talent. I saw their skill. I saw their commitment, their dedication, their determination of excellence to use their gifts to the highest level possible. Legends, Snooki Mulder, Stephanie Tenney, Kathy Stillwell, Kathy Staley. I mean, these were legends, you guys. So I'm taking it in. I'm going to learn from these women that I'm watching, not only who are on my team, but who I'm competing against. And at the end of the season, I made the All-Star team. And we're going to go to Chattanooga, Tennessee to play in a national championship. So excited. Are you kidding me? I'm going to go to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I'm going to show the gifts that I have. I'm going to compete to be the best of the best. Well, 1 week before we're supposed to take off, I was playing in the backyard, and I was swinging from one limb of a tree to another. And as I practiced my dismount off of the limb, heading to land on the hood of an old car my dad had parked there, I was pretending to be an Olympic gymnast. I lost my balance. And as I looked back, I saw a board with nails sticking up. And I gave an extra little push. And I knew I was going to miss that board with the nails sticking up. But instead, I landed on a sickle. You guys, that's like a sharp machete with a broomstick handle. And when I landed on it, I severely cut my right foot. And to be honest, if I had landed any other way, probably would have amputated my foot. Have you ever been in a situation where you knew you're in trouble and you tried to avoid being in trouble and you ended up in more trouble? Well, my brother, this was a moment. Well, my brother brought me to the house where my oldest sister was, and she saw my foot just bleeding and said, "Stay on the stairs," and gives me a towel, and she ended up rushing me to the hospital. So we're in the ER, and the whole time, you guys, yeah, I was in some physical pain, but the most overwhelming pain was that I had blown my chance. What was I thinking? I'm here to let you know you're not going to blow your chance. There are going to be moments in your life that are so frustrating that you question over and over again. But I'm here to just tell you don't, that everything happens for a reason. And the reason I'm telling you, if it's in God's purpose and plan for you, it's for good, even in bad situations. So instead of going to where I thought my destiny was going to be, this national championship in Chattanooga, instead, I hobbled my way up to an instructional league tryout that was given by the Orlando Rebels. And what they wanted to do is to teach all the young girls in Central Florida how to play fastpitch softball. So my mom has taken me there. And as I'm hobbling my way up to the registration table where there are 2 Orlando Rebels right there for registration, they asked me how old I was. And when I told them, they said, "Well, you're too young. You have to be 13. Disappointment. So as mom and I turned around and we're leaving, here comes Marge Ricker. Marge Ricker, the head coach of the Orlando Rebels. And she looked and said, "Wait a minute. Don't you play with the Union Park Jets?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Let her register. You're in." So here you can see a picture of Marge and I, that humble beginning when we first met, not realizing she had noticed me in a tournament that she was hosting when I was 10. Now I was just turning 11, and inviting me to be a part of learning in this instructional league tryout. It was amazing when I look back, and she has since passed, but boy, the difference that she's made. And here's just the beginning for me. This instructional league tryout, you guys, I am like hobbling my way as I'm running from home to first. I had stitches, right, in my foot, right through the bottom up to the arch, but I'm going to give it my best. They had a station when you bunted, they had ground balls, fly balls, and at the end of the day, I made a team. Well, everybody made a team, but I made a team. And for 2 months, this instructional league was being held, and I was learning from the legends in the game. I was being so inspired. And at the end of the instructional league, Marge Ricker called me over and she said, "Dot, I've talked to your mom and dad, and they said the decision is up to you. How would you like to be the Batgirl of the Orlando Rebels?" You bet. I would love it. It'd be awesome. So the next year, instead of me playing softball with the Union Park Jets, I was the Batgirl for the Orlando Rebels. And I had made a commitment to myself to be the best Batgirl that I could be. I swear to you guys, like when a bat was down and I went to pick it up, I was sprinting so fast. It was like a blur, I'm hoping. When I was playing catch with the left fielder, I was just being the best and learning all that I could. And you know, the coolest part about it, you guys, was I was able in spring training before that season as the Batgirl to be able to practice with him. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my mom and dad would drive me to downtown Orlando, CL Varner Stadium, and I practiced from 6 to 9 o'clock with legends in the game. I also got to see other legends compete against the Orlando Rebels. And as fate has it, that year in 1974 was when the Orlando Rebels hosted the ASA, now known as USA Softball, Women's Major National Championship. And I got to meet Joan Joyce, Irene Shea, Sharon Backus, Willie Rose, and so many other greats that had played for the Ray Bestos Breakettes. And it was just, you guys, I'm like living the dream. My question is, how many of us are willing to start at the bottom? You know, when you think of being a Batgirl as opposed to playing, not very many people would choose that. But for me, I just felt that I wanted to learn. I wanted to be part of something greater than myself, like to learn from the legends of the game. Well, during the season, you guys, here I am as a Batgirl. The Orlando Rebels were beating a team 10-0. Marge looked in the dugout and said, "Dot, get up to bat." I was like, "What?" "Yeah, get a bat. Get in the on-deck circle. You're going to hit." I said, "Is this legal?" "Yeah, Batgirls are in the official roster. So get in the game." Well, I'm not really sure if that was correct, but that's what she said. I'm not sure Batgirls are on a roster at all. But here we are in the bottom of the fourth inning, and I get up to bat with a runner on second base. I get a base hit. The runner at second rounded third, scored a run. I got an RBI. At first base, I look, and Marge gives me the steal, and I steal second base. At second, the next batter gets up, but gets a base hit. I round third and score a run. And in the top of the fifth, here I am in right field, and a routine fly ball comes to me, and I catch it. No big deal, right? And then a ground ball for the second out. And to end the game, you guys, a line shot, one hopper, I scooped up and threw the player out at first base to end the game. The crowd went electric. They were going crazy because here's a Batgirl being a part of this game. An opportunity I was given that I was preparing for. And because of it, at the end of that season for the Orlando Rebels, Marge called me over again and said, "Dot, I talked to your mom and dad, and they said the decision's up to you. How would you like to be an Orlando Rebel?" You know, everything does happen for a reason, you guys. From the pain and frustration of being denied a chance to play, to getting a chance to disguise yourself as a boy in order to play and realizing, no, it doesn't feel right, to then getting a chance to just play catch again, not realizing that here I am going to be playing for the Union Park Jets, to an opportunity to be the Batgirl for the Orlando Rebels and a chance to play in a game, and a coach believing in you and the gifts you have and your parents, the same thing, to next thing you know, being an Orlando Rebel. And at 13 years of age, you guys, I became the youngest girl ever to play women's major ball. Everything in our lives will just seem to come together in a way that is shaping you in a direction where you know the Lord is leading you. because you are just willing to not compromise on what you believe, but yet preparing for the moment. Seize your moment, you guys. Trust that everything will turn out the way that it is meant to be when you just give it to the Lord and trust the purpose that He has for you in your life. Thank you for joining me, you guys. You're amazing, and I look forward to the next time together. God bless you.